Hey everyone, this is Aton from CommonTime Pathways, and thanks for joining us today. This is a walkthrough of what a college or university would see when they walk through their platform and take a look at our profiles for applicants, prospects, people who are looking for undergrad, looking for masters, DMA programs. This is for non-majors and majors as well, and the membership pools recruiting data from all of our member colleges as well. Let's just dive right in. I'm going to share my screen, and I know that you're going to actually see right away that CommonTime doesn't just work for majors, it also works for non-majors. And this is why VPs of enrollment are really excited. There's 10 ways from here to Sunday for them to find a kid who's a soccer player or a baseball player, not one way for them to find a cellist or a vocalist or a saxophone player. So when a college logs in, here's what they do. First and foremost, you have some recommended students. You have a commonality score here, which is a connection point between you and them, pretty much telling you whether or not you match with what that student wants and whether or not your university should bother reaching out to that student. You can find students here, manage upcoming and past events here, and events can be anything from an open rehearsal to a campus walkthrough with a graduate student to a concert cycle or masterclass, anything that they want to do in order to have an info session, really open up your doors to students online so that if they can't travel to you, they still have the ability to see what's going on. You can also, and this is really important, invite prospective students. When a school invites a student, let's say they click here, they get their custom QR code and custom link, which pretty much just guarantees that when your professors go out there, they don't just say to a student, send me an email when you're a senior. If the kid's 13, 14, or 15 years old, they're focused on that potential music major. There's 10 kids to the left and 10 kids to the right that are non-majors candidates that the enrollment management teams at your universities are very excited to have that information as well. Everybody gets onboarded to CommonTime through here. They click on this link or scan this code and they automatically show up here so that you can invite them to an info session about your school, but they also automatically show up in your interested applicants, students who have expressed an interest in you. And the cool thing about interested applicants is that once you see these students, you actually can export them directly to whatever CRM you're using. Whether it's a Google Sheet, Slate, or Salesforce doesn't matter. We have the fully customizable opportunity for you to export all of their data once they've shown an interest in you by clicking this particular heart button. Now you can do that for students as well. If you heart a student, they show up in your saved applicants list. And then of course, all of that comes out of the larger applicant search. The applicant search here is filterable by everything. You can filter by instrumentation. Let's look for all of our voice students for a second. And then from here, you can also see who wants a bachelor's degree or a master's degree. Who are the students who want to do arts administration, education, performance, opera, pedagogy, theory, composition, anything that you want to filter by, all right here. And you can look at the students who want to be majors. Maybe they want to be double majors. Maybe they want to be double majors with a music and non-music degree. Maybe they're just not sure yet. And now all of a sudden you have this information for students for 26, 27, 28, sometimes 29. Got to work out on that one, figure out what happened there. But you'll see that there's students from all over the place that are really interested in talking to you. And these are students that you should be clicking on their profiles, watching their videos, seeing where they're from, inviting them to upcoming events, hang out with you, as well as messaging their parents. This is the really easy to use version of CommonTime Pathways where you can just message families here, just talk to the kids and their parents earlier. Now, the really fun piece, if you've saved an applicant or they've saved you, you can actually have a match. That is, if a student hearts you and you heart them back, soon enough, this coming spring, you're going to be able to send that family as early as 13 and 14 years old an application pledge so that they can commit to sending you an application when they become a senior. In their minds, this is them committing to coming to your school. But in reality, we all know this is all about marketing. That 14-year-old now goes to their music class and says, I got recruited to go for my music. I've committed to this school. And that spreads like wildfire. That's how Common Time competes with athletic recruiting and gives us all the ability to find students, even non-majors, who are interested in being musicians who we can get commitment papers from just to join our ensembles, just to be part of our music program, or find those music majors, find those kids who are super high performing and want performance degrees. Like, for example, this kid right here who wants a degree in performance and also wants a degree in music education or musical theater, are two of their other choices here. You can heart these kids, view their profiles, watch their materials, message the families, set up online events, campus walkthroughs, open rehearsals, whatever it is that gets them online. Now, here's the cool thing. This is an unlimited users situation. Colleges can add an unlimited number of administrators, professors, and recruiters just to give everyone access to use this platform. Of course, administrators have the ability to edit, delete, and add users, but they also have the ability to edit the profile for the institution, which is important for the matching algorithm. However, professors and recruiters have all of the other same materials that you can use. They can access the QR codes and the links that are specific to your university to share with prospective applicants. They can also search and look through students, save students, and given the correct permissions from the admin, can also then eventually send an application pledge to a prospective applicant and their family as early as 13 and 14 years old. Now, of course, the institutional settings are really important. I'm signed into Syracuse University right now, but what happens is when you edit the profile, all of this is 100% customizable, including your institution-wide hype video on YouTube. This shows up in your profile every time a student searches and filters and finds your school. They can click and see this hype video, which I'm sure your marketing team already has developed for you. Beyond that, academic information and admission statistics are here, and then program offerings. If a student wants one of your program offerings, your match increases dramatically. If the kid wants music therapy, you don't offer music therapy, that commonality score drops significantly. So make sure this is up to date. And then in addition, you can also edit scholarship information. If you say, I'm looking for violinists, if you say, I'm looking for bassoon players, who isn't? If you say you're looking for tenors and basses in the vocal program, it's important for you to list those scholarship opportunities for majors, non-majors, graduate assistantships, whatever it is that can provide students with additional funding for their degree. It's important to put that here because if you list it here, the commonality score finds those students and ups their commonality match with you because you're looking for that voice type. You're looking for that instrument. You're looking for that student who majors in that thing. That's what the algorithm will pick up. So it's important that you actually also update any available scholarships and financial supports. Beyond that, of course, there are going to be students who want to study engineering or biology. Those are the students you really want to attract by making sure that you also list their non-majors and majors ensembles, the ones that are open to all, because when they look for you, they'll be able to actually match against those things. So here, when I go back to our institutional settings, you can see at the bottom, it lists all of the music majors, non-majors, and all ensembles for this particular school. It's very important that this information is up to date because all of this works against your matching algorithm with students. So that when you find students and you reset your filters, you actually have an algorithm that makes sense. These are students that are not only eligible, they're interested in you very intentionally. So it's time to get online. It's time to start surfing for these students, but it's also time to start sharing recruiting data. I'm not talking about sharing applicants. That's not what this is about. This is not an applicant sharing tool. This is a recruiting data sharing tool. Ultimately, if a school that is your competitor puts a student on this platform that is a better fit for you, you still get to see that student. But sharing is caring, and all's fair in love and recruiting. So if you find a kid who's a better fit for that school, you will already unofficially probably tell that student you might want to consider that other place. But now you have the tool to not only onboard that student and then send them along to that institution, you can do it intentionally with removing the onus of taking action and sharing information away from the student who may be 14, 15, or 16 years old. We know they don't check their emails. They need our help as often as they can get it. So I'm excited to share this with you. I'm excited for us to share platforms and recruiting data. I'm excited for us to be able to galvanize our faculties to really start recruiting not just music majors and arts majors, but also non-majors all across the campus, because this is how we have music programs that extend past our conservatory style programs, past our bachelor's and master's of music style programs. And it's important for our music programs to really entice a whole host of music students to really engage with us throughout the campus. This is the mission of Common Time. It's about access. It's about engaging students from backgrounds that you otherwise wouldn't see because they didn't get into All-State by one point, or the kid that maybe didn't get to go to that summer camp because they had to take a summer job to support their family. For us, this is about those kids having the ability to find you, you having the ability to find those students, and for everyone to have a more equitable and accessible experience looking at music. I hope you've enjoyed this walkthrough, and I hope you join us. Of course, give us a call, shoot us a message, contact@ctpathways.com, and I hope to see you online with us very soon.